Years passed. How many years passed? No one knows. Time is meaningless when you live underwater. Sometimes it's best to not know how much time has passed. You can measure time in fish food, in bubbles, in everything except numbers. And I don't want to know how many years have passed since then. I only know that I am older now. I wear a white coat. My hair is always tied back. There are lines around my eyes. They say that if you smile a lot, those lines will appear. I smile a lot. So there are lines around my eyes. I am content. This is a public hospital. It's noisy. There are people everywhere. It smells like disinfectant. It smells like people. I work here. I am a nurse. During the day I attend to my patients. At night I hold their hands when they are scared. Some of them are very sick. Some of them will die. Some of them will be fine. But when they are scared, I sit by their beds and I hold their hands. Because I know what it's like to be scared. My children come to visit me sometimes. They look at me with pride. They don't understand why I don't earn more money. I tell them that this is where I'm needed. Besides, we don't need riches. We have food to eat. We have a roof above our heads. What more could we want? They tell me I'm a fool. Maybe I am. But I'm happy being a fool. The thing that I wanted most in life was to glorify God. And I do. Every day I get up before sunrise. I prepare breakfast for my children. Then I leave for work. When I return, we eat together. Afterwards, I pray. Then I sleep. That's all I do. I used to think that this was not enough, that I should be doing more. But then I realized that this is exactly what I want. This is exactly what I should be doing. It is good to not know how long you've been in this place because it gives you perspective. You realize that your problems are not important. You realize that the things you worry about don't matter. You realize that you shouldn't even be alive to begin with. And so when you get a second chance at life, you realize what really matters. Some people ask me if I regret leaving the surface. Sometimes. I miss the sunshine on my skin. I miss seeing the stars at night. I miss hearing birds sing. I miss the taste of fruit. I miss the smell of grass after rain. I miss the feel of wind on my face. I miss the sound of waves hitting the shore. I miss everything about the surface. But every time I feel sad about being underwater, I remember who saved me. And I am grateful. I know that if it hadn't been for him, I wouldn't be alive. I know that if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have children. I know that if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be able to glorify God. And that is the most important thing for me. Even though I left the surface long ago, I still remember what it was like. I remember the warmth of the sun on my skin. I remember the taste of ripe fruit in my mouth. I remember the smell of fresh cut grass. I remember the sound of wind chimes in the breeze. I remember the look of surprise on people's faces when they saw me. I remember the feel of sand between my toes. I remember everything. I remember the surface as if it was yesterday. But I don't hate living underwater. On the contrary, I love living underwater. I love swimming through the coral reefs. I love watching the fish play. I love listening to the whales sing. I love the way the water feels on my body. I love how weightless I feel. I love breathing underwater. I love how everything looks distorted. I love the colors. I love the shapes. I love the water. It's hard to explain what it's like to live underwater. Words fail me. When I try to describe what it's like to live underwater, people look confused. They look like they don't believe me. As if they think I'm making things up. As if they think I'm lying to them. I understand why they look like that because I too would look like that if someone told me what I'm telling them. Some people ask me if I would rather live on land or in water. I don't know what to say to that. I mean, I guess I could live on land. I guess I could breathe air again. I guess I could walk on two legs instead of fins. I guess I could see instead of seeing everything distorted. I guess I could hear instead of hearing everything muffled. I guess I could do all those things, but I don't want to. I prefer to stay underwater. I prefer to be who I am. Some people ask me if I would like to become human again. Sometimes, I wish I could feel the sun on my skin. I wish I could taste fresh fruit. I wish I could smell the flowers. I wish I could hear a song. I wish I could see my reflection. I wish I could walk barefoot on the sand. But then I remember that I am grateful to be alive. And if becoming human means leaving this world, then I don't want to become human. Sometimes I dream of the surface. I dream of a blue sky, of green grass, of a sandy beach, of a wooden pier, of a little girl with red hair. I dream of people. I dream of being part of that world. Then I wake up, and I am disappointed. But then I remember who saved me. And I am grateful. People come to me from different places. They come to me from far away. Some of them are afraid to talk to me at first. They think I will bite them. But then they overcome their fear and they tell me their problems. I listen to them. Sometimes I give them advice. Sometimes I just nod my head. Sometimes I don't know what to say. They tell me about their families, about their friends, about their jobs, about their hopes, about their dreams, about their fears, about their sadness. They tell me everything. And I listen. I listen to their stories, and I think to myself, these people are lucky. They don't know what it's like to be underwater. They don't know what it's like to be trapped inside a watery grave. They don't know what it's like to see death up close. They don't know what it's like to lose everything. They don't know what it's like to be broken. They don't know what it's like to be saved. And I feel sorry for them. I'm sorry that they will never know what it's like to live underwater. I'm sorry that they will never experience the beauty of the deep sea. I'm sorry that they will never meet the creatures I've seen. I'm sorry that they will never see the things I've seen. I'm sorry that they will never be as lucky as I am. One day a man came to visit me. He sat down next to me and he looked at the water. He was silent for a while. Then he turned to me and he asked, "Do you ever feel like you're not human?" He looked at me with sad eyes. I knew what he was feeling. I had felt that way for a long time. I understood his pain. I wanted to tell him that he was wrong, that he was special, that he was loved, that he was important. But all I said was, "Sometimes